today's video is just going to be a get ready with me. I'm actually going to an escape room with my friends tonight, and I am so excited. I actually don't even know what the theme is because my friend booked the room. So we're not going to find out until we get there because she had to do it over the phone. Because she actually had a discount coupon for us to use. So I primed my eyes with the Anastasia eye primer, and then I used the Amicole lip oil, and then I set my eyes with my Urban Decay Stay Naked powder. And now today I want to go into my Colourpop Dreams Come True Snow White palette because I'm wearing my like princess shirt. I've worn this shirt so many times. It's just one of my favorite shirts. I think it's the only shirt that I ever got from, I think it was Journeys. I don't think I even got it from Hot Topic. This is actually like the one Disney shirt that I have besides the one that one of my, I'm just gonna get ready as I'm talking. Besides Disney tank top that I got from one of my friends from Disney. She brought it back for me. So yeah, I just wanted to wear it today because I just wanted to wear a t-shirt and black jeans with black boots because it's kind of like pretty rainy out again. So this is what I wanted to wear today. So I want to do like a warm tone look, and I really want to go into this red shade again because actually the only two shades that I haven't went into again in this palette are these two shades. So I want to go into the red today. I don't know when I'm going to be able to use the blue again, to be honest. It hasn't really been on my mind. It's not like my favorite blue anyway. It's a good blue, but it's not like, oh my god, I need to use this again, like, so badly. So I'm going to go into the shade Someday, and I think I want to use the black on the outer corners. So yeah, I wanted to talk about some Halloween palettes coming out, or palettes that have come out. I just feel like, let me just turn the brightness up more because it's pretty dark out today, so I just need a little bit more light to actually see. So yeah, I wanted to talk to you guys about some Halloween releases. First off, I want to know if you guys have picked up any Halloween palettes this season. And have you even picked up any holiday palettes? I honestly think it's kind of ridiculous when holiday palettes come out this early. I don't really pick up any holiday palettes anymore unless it's from an indie brand. Usually I allow myself to pick up one Halloween palette per season and then one Christmas palette per season. Like last year, I picked up the Hocus Pocus 2 palette from Colourpop, and somehow I resisted picking up any other palettes from not just Colourpop, but any other Halloween releases. They just didn't really grab me. And then for my holiday palette last year, I picked up the Odin's Eye Merry Christmas palette. Now, I just want to talk about the Odin's Eye Merry Christmas palette real quick. So, I have probably not seen as high of a demand ever in the indie makeup community as I have seen for the demand to re-release those palettes. People are so upset with the way that the palettes sold out so quickly last year that they just really want Odin's Eye to bring them back this year. And I think that they might do it. And I left a comment on one of their posts showing just some of the palettes that they had released in the past. And I was like, I have a feeling that they're going to restock these palettes this Christmas. And I don't think they said that wasn't going to be a complete unreachable thing that they could do, that they couldn't do again. Like, they didn't really say anything, but also people were getting upset already that Odin's Eye didn't say anything about it for Angelica's Halloween release, and I think that's unfair because for them to do a Halloween release now, first off, they've actually never done a Halloween collection before or a Halloween release, and it's September, so I think it makes perfect sense that they are doing a Halloween collection now. But the thing is that for me, I thought that this was going to be, I just want to touch on Angelica's palette because I did end up picking up one of her palettes. I was actually going to completely skip out on, and plus we're talking about Halloween palettes in this video, so, I was going to skip out on this collection because I already have her two previous Halloween palettes. I mean, not Halloween palettes. Her previous two collab palettes. I have her Kaleidos palette and I have her Hella palette, and I would have to say that the Hella palette is definitely the one that I reached for over the Kaleidos one. But the Kaleidos one is still beautiful, and I'll still keep that palette because I think it's great. I just don't really use it that often, but I don't mind keeping it because one, it's my only palette from Kaleidos, and two, it is one of the best quality palettes in my entire collection. And then with the Hella palette, I like to use that palette when I can, especially in the springtime. I think it's a beautiful palette. So I was like, I don't think I need to pick up either of her newer palettes, but I was thinking about picking up some of the lip products because I have a couple of lip products from Odin's Eye. I have their lipstick and I have their liquid lipstick, and I love both of them. I've worn them a lot. They're really, really good formulas. I might even wear that lipstick today over the lipstick I picked out, but I think I'm going to end up wearing the one that I picked out since I've only worn it once. So I went into Someday, and then I just went into In the Land to darken it up. This palette has a really good formula, actually. So it's so funny that I wasn't initially going to pick up this palette, but it's actually really good. And the black is like really stunning. And it's also a standalone palette for me because it has a brow bone highlight in it. But I think that this was their best done Disney collection that came out this year. The Haunted Mansion collection was really cute too. I decided to skip over that release. I want to know if you guys picked up anything from that. Are you just over Colourpop releasing too much stuff? They did actually calm down with their releases, but Haunted Mansion is not really anything I'm interested in. I've never really been into it, but I'm definitely going to watch the new one once it hits October, because once October hits, I like watching quite a few Halloween movies, because Halloween does not start for me until October 1st. I know a lot of people are like, it's spooky season. I'm like, no, fall just started. Like, I'm so sick of people rushing seasons. Like, fall started yesterday, and that's the official start of fall. It's fall now. Like, I'm gonna say it's fall because it was the equinox yesterday, so I follow the actual seasons. I don't say it's fall August 1st because I think that's fucking ridiculous. Like, August is still blazing hot. It's not fall yet. I don't really feel the fall vibes until like mid-September, but I don't say it's officially fall until the equinox. So we're clear now. So yeah, I ended up picking up the Trick or Treat palette from Angelica Nyquist because I pretty much watched like every single video on the two palettes, and the more I watched them, the more I was like, okay, I think I need to get one of these, because I just thought the color stories were so much fun, and I was actually originally leaning towards getting the little ghost palette, but then I looked at the Trick or Treat palette a little closer, and I'm like, this is definitely the one I'm going to use more. So that's the one I ended up picking up. And I also picked up both of the liquid lipsticks because I think that the liquid lipstick shades are so pretty. And I think with this whole collection, I think she did such a good job of literally catering to a lot of skin tones. Like, the shades that are in the eyeshadow palettes are so saturated and so pigmented. And I feel like any skin tone could use them, from really light to really dark skin tones. So I used the black Far Away on the outer corners, and now I'm going into the red on the lid, like I said, which is called Charmed. And I'm just going to put that over the lid. I don't know why there's not enough glitter glue, but honestly, it doesn't really matter with this shade because reds usually aren't that sparkly. So it's not like a huge deal. So, excuse me. And I have like 3 inner corner shade options in this palette. I'm kind of leaning towards Spellbreaker though, or even Ever After, which is kind of a light gold. So anyway, my friend is going to be here around 4. And I've actually never done an escape room before, so I'm really, really excited. I cannot wait. Like, I've been looking forward to this for the past, like, couple weeks, because me and my friend were talking about it, like, a couple of weeks back, and we were like, we have to do an escape room for your husband, because we actually weren't able to go out for his birthday. We didn't really get to do much for his birthday, but I did actually get him a bottle of whiskey for his birthday. And they were so sweet for my birthday. They got me lunch like twice, like lunch and dinner. So, I wanted to treat him to something nice as well. So I said to her, I was like, we need to do an escape room for his birthday. I was like, I think that would be so much fun and I think he would love it. And he's actually never done an escape room either, and neither has his wife, which I'm really good friends with. The only person that actually has done one is my friend that's coming here. But I'm so pumped. I cannot wait. I'm actually surprised that her husband's never done one. I'm like, really? I was like, I feel like he would be kind of be into that. So I'm super pumped. I've been wanting to do an escape room for so long. So yeah. So I ended up picking up her palette because I just thought it was just such a pretty color scheme. But I also thought it was a little bit similar to the color scheme of the Merry Christmas palette, but just kind of a lot more neon, kind of colorful shades. The Merry Christmas palette was just such a beautiful palette, and again, I think that they should bring back those palettes, but I think it was unfair for people to be like, you know, how come you didn't say anything about the Christmas palette, or you're just going to completely ignore us and not even say anything about the Christmas palettes. And it's like, let Angie have her moment. And also, like, I wrote in the comments, like, it makes more sense for them to do a Halloween release right now instead of a Christmas release, because again, it's only September, and I really hate when brands don't wait until at least November to start releasing holiday palettes. Like, I understand that people aren't really into holiday palettes until like November rolls around, and it used to be like around the start of November that holiday palettes would be coming out, but literally holiday palettes have been coming out now at the end of August, and I'm just like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, I kind of understand that there's some places that, you know, obviously in other hemispheres that are going into different seasons, like they're going into their winter, we're going into our fall, and then Australia's going into their spring, but it's like everybody celebrates Christmas on the same day, the 25th, so it's like, it's kind of ridiculous. And then I feel like by November and December, they're already going to be coming out with 2024 collections. But it's like, I understand, like, it's hard to sell holiday palettes after Christmas. I know it's really hard. But it's like, again, like, after you release your holiday releases this early, like, what else are you going to release after that? Another winter collection, maybe? Like, but you're gonna lose, like, people's interest, because it's like, I feel like it's kind of turning more people off. Oh my god, I should have used a different brush for this shade, because now the black is like all over this one. But what I really need to do is I really need to get another color switch. I've been meaning to do that for a while, but I just keep on forgetting. But I really should order another one because the one that I have is so old at this point that I just want to throw it out and get a new one. Or my mom could probably repurpose it for something else. Because it is like wool, wool steel or steel wool, I think it is. Or microfiber, I don't even know. I'm just guessing at this point, don't mind me. So yeah, I ended up picking that up along with the two liquid lipsticks. I wasn't really into the lip glosses really. I just thought that the two lipstick shades were such pretty shades for fall. But I don't know when it's gonna ship out because I mean it's only been since Tuesday. I have a feeling it'll probably ship out this week. But honestly, if it doesn't come until like the first week of October, that's totally fine because I'm not going to end up using it until then anyway. The only Halloween palette I'm intending on using before October is the Hocus Pocus 2 palette because I'm actually going to like this witch themed kind of place with my friend. I've been there so many times, but I haven't been there in quite a long time. And me and my friend always talk about going there around Halloween time. But they get so busy in October. So I said to him, like, hopefully, since we're going the last week of September, maybe it'll be a little bit less busy. And also, it's during a weekday. We're going on this Thursday. So yeah, I'll talk to you guys about the other Halloween releases in just a sec. I just want to grab my makeup sponge so we can do my base. Okay, so now I'm just going to prime with my e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. I'm trying to finish off the one that I have. I actually started going into the new one because I couldn't find this one for a little while, but it was just buried with like the rest of my primers. So we're almost done with it finally. And my face is a bit red. I think it's because I got sick a couple of days ago when I went out with my friend. So me and my friend went to see Oppenheimer a couple days ago. He actually had already seen it. And he actually said that he didn't want to see it again. He's like, I don't know if I want to sit through it again. And then when we saw it, he was like so captivated in it. And oh my God, it was so amazing. It is worth all the hype. It is such a fantastic movie. You don't even realize that it's 3 hours because you literally just cannot stop watching. Honestly, if it was 4 hours, I wouldn't be upset. I haven't seen a movie like that in a really long time that you don't feel like, even when I saw Avatar, I felt like I was looking at my watch because I'm like, oh my God, when is it over? Like, not that it's a bad movie because I actually really like Avatar, but it's like this movie was just so captivating and holds your attention so well. It's just the dialogue is so amazing and there's absolutely no lulls in this movie. It's just go, 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 go. Like, you're never bored watching this movie. It was just so good. I just wish I could have enjoyed it a little bit more because I started not feeling well around like 10 o'clock. I had such a bad headache. I mean, I did drink a little bit before. So sometimes when I drink quite a bit, I get a headache. And plus, like, I haven't been sleeping the greatest the past, like, couple of days. But we ended up getting, I feel like there's, like, a piece of hair somewhere that's driving me fucking crazy. God almighty. Okay, that's better. Jesus. I cannot stand hair on my face. Oh my God. I just don't know how it ends up literally everywhere. So I used the Lancome Teint Idol foundation. So, oh, Morgan just replied to me. That's Morgan Turner. I love her channel. I've talked about her so much, but she actually replies to me a lot in messages that I send her. I love that she's so interactive with her subscribers, and I think that she deserves every single subscriber. You know, I almost forgot that my friend actually moved closer to me now, because he's like, I'm leaving soon. And I was like, you should have left already, because like he used to live like really far away from me. But now he only lives like 20 minutes away. So I'm like, yeah, leave in like 10 minutes. So I'm like, I almost said like you should have left already. But then I was like, oh, wait, he lives a lot closer now. Okay, that's like a lot of concealer, but that's okay. I'm just using my tried and true Tarte Hydro Flex concealer. This is usually like my bulletproof combination, is this foundation and this concealer. They're just my favorites. But I really have been loving the House Labs concealer and the Tower 28 concealer. But I think my two favorite full coverage concealers is this one and the House Labs one, hands down. They're both amazing concealers. I love this concealer because it's like super hydrating, but it's so full coverage and it just lasts forever on me, and I absolutely love it. But I put on a little bit too much, but you know what? It's okay. So anyway, the other Halloween released palettes that I was interested in were the two from Bella Beauté Bar. And oh yeah, and I did get sick that night. Sorry if I didn't finish that story. So we got popcorn at the movie theater, and honestly, I think it was that made me sick. Cause my mom was like, you know, the butter at the movie theaters, especially like at the later movie showings, because we saw the movie around 8. Because there was an 8 o'clock and a 9 o'clock. Sometimes the butter at like the end of the day is like rancid, so I think that's what made me sick. But my friend also had it too. So it was either something I ate at Cheesecake Factory, cuz like I haven't gotten sick to my stomach like that in a long time. And I'm actually pretty good about not getting sick when I drink now, cuz I don't really like drink too much, and even if I do, I usually don't get sick now. Because I know, like, when to stop when I feel drunk. I don't try to, like, overdo it. I just stop drinking when I'm like, good. So, it probably was what I ate at Cheesecake, or it was just a combination of what I drank. But I had a cucumber mint drink at the first place that we went to, because I met up with my friend before that I hadn't seen in a little while, and we went to happy hour before my other friend got there, and then we decided to go to Cheesecake Factory. But I haven't been to Cheesecake Factory in a while. It had to be the avocado tacos that I had, because I had the Korean fried cauliflower before, and that did not get me sick, but I only had like one piece of it when I actually tried it like a month or two ago with like my coworkers, because we went to like this coworker dinner. But that's what I ordered during the happy hour, is the avocado tacos. And okay, so I'm just going to set real quick. So yeah, I don't know really what it was, but I felt so nauseous. Oh my god, can I speak? Driving back home that night, with my friend in the car, that I just got sick as soon as I opened the car door. But at least I didn't get sick in the car, because oh my god, that would have been so bad. But my mom was mad at me that because I thought that it would wash away from the rain, but it didn't, because it rained like all day the next day. But it didn't wash it away by the time my mom got home. So, because I had to go to work the next day. But I felt totally fine the next day, so. Anyway, so the other two palettes I was interested in were the two palettes from Bella Beauté Bar. And I also saw the palette that was revealed from Blend Bunny, and that's an easy pass for me. I don't really like the new layout that she did. Like, a lot of people really love her gradient layouts, and that's the whole reason why people pick up her palettes, honestly. But I actually watched the only review that was up on the palette yesterday was Amy Loves Makeup reviews. I actually don't watch her channel too often, but I wanted to watch that review just to see like what she thought about it. And somebody had actually why is that looking like that? Like, can you tell me why? I'm just going to put a little bit more concealer there. So oh my god. Like, come on, dude. I don't want this to be like totally uneven looking now, but at least that did what I wanted it to do. It was just like the black was like sticking out a little bit on the other side. So anyway, I need to blend in the powder a bit better too, actually. But anyway, I just didn't really like the layout of it, and it was just an easy pass for me. I kind of don't love palettes that are over like 20 shades. They're just too overwhelming for me. So I was like, yeah, that's an easy pass for me. Because she actually has been releasing smaller palettes, but for some reason this palette was a 30 pan, which there's nothing wrong with that. It was just the layout of the palette that I didn't really like. So I was like, I don't really need this. And since I already picked up the Odin's Eye palette, I didn't see a need to pick up this one, and plus, like, I didn't really want it. But also Bella Beauté Bar released 2 Halloween palettes. They released the palette called Basic Witch, which was a gorgeous palette, and I was actually kind of thinking about picking it up because I'm so impressed with Bella Beauté Bar's formula. I've been trying to use the Sun and the Sea palette like any chance that I get because I think it's such a stunning formula and such a stunning palette. But then I was like, it actually sold out really quickly, and by the time I actually decided that I wanted it, it was sold out already, and I was like, I wasn't really upset about it because then it's like, okay, so now I don't need to get it. But then they literally released another palette like not even 2 weeks later called the Recently De-Influenced palette. And I keep on going back and forth on getting that palette because I actually think it would be a better palette to mix and match with the Sun and the Sea palette that I already have. I think I'm just going to bring chips in the car while we're going there, because I was going to see if I wanted to eat anything before. I think I'm going to take the gold shade underneath. I don't think I'm going to use the white. I kind of want a bit of that yellow gold just like right here. So I used Ever After on the inner corners, and now I'm using True Love. The True Love is actually my favorite shade in the palette because it's such a stunning like yellow gold shade, but now I'm actually getting a little hungry, so I'm gonna grab some chips. So anyway, and now I'm just gonna take, I think I'm just gonna take the shade that I used in the crease called Someday, and I'm gonna put that on the lower lash line. Just to tie that together. And that actually looks really pretty. So I keep on going back and forth on the Recently De-Influenced palette that I don't know if I want to get it or not, but I also really want to get, my face feels a little dry right now, I don't know why. I really want to get their Oracle highlighting palette. Honestly, I wish I would have had that palette today because I don't really know what highlighter I want to use today. I'm probably just going to end up using Blend Bunny again because that's always my go-to now going out. Oh, I know what highlighter I want. I think I'm just going to use Give Me Glow. Yeah, I'm going to use a Give Me Glow highlighter. I've actually been going into their highlighters a bit more too. So I'm kind of torn because I want to get the Recently De-Influenced palette, and I also want the, oh my god, why is this doing that? Oh, lordy, lordy, lordy. Some of these shades just aren't pigmented enough for me sometimes. Okay, that's better. We just have to coat the brush a bit more. I don't know. How does hair like get in your mouth when your hair isn't even anywhere near your mouth? Can you explain that to me? I don't know. Oh, that looks really pretty. I'm glad I added the gold underneath. I like that a lot. So anyway, so I'm not really sure. I don't think I'm going to pick up either of them, or I might end up picking up the Recently De-Influenced palette. But honestly, like, I already picked up the Trick or Treat palette. And honestly, I feel like that's going to be the palette that I use the most in October. But also, like, I want to use some of my other fall palettes, but I don't really have too many in my fall rotation. So it's not like a huge deal if I end up getting that one, I guess. But I don't know. I just don't want to overwhelm myself too much. I want to use my collection. But y'all know I'm never going to stop picking up eyeshadow palettes. It's just not really possible. It's just, there's too many good eyeshadow palettes at this point, so. And I actually ended up picking up the new Colourpop palette as well, the 1111 palette. And the reason why is because, one, I kind of wanted another neutral palette from Colourpop because the ones that I have, my face is so dry. It's mostly just like on my cheeks though. Okay, that feels better. So yeah, anyway. Just making me a bit nervous because I literally, my skin has been doing so well that I don't know why it's so dry. But, and this black is really good because it barely has like any fallout. So yeah, I think I'm just going to bring the chips with me. So anyway, so I ended up skipping over both of them, but I don't know if the other palette will be mine at some point because I really, really like it. So we will see. So yeah, let me know what you guys have been into as far as Halloween releases go. I'm not going to get any holiday releases unless someone like kind of blows me away with a holiday release, but I'm not really like super into them this year. Oh, and I think I picked up the All Done Up palette as well last year. I forgot I got that one too from Blend Bunny. That was my first Blend Bunny palette. So yeah, I actually did pick up another holiday palette last year. Forgot about that one. My bad. Okay, so I think I'm just going to use my Makeup by Mario black liner. And I need to hurry up and finish. I always run out of time, I swear. But also, like, I didn't get up as early as I should have. Because I was watching a show. And also, I just wanted to have some downtime before I had to leave. So I've been watching the show called 6 Feet Under. I'm sure you've heard of it. It was a pretty big show on HBO. I'm rhyming again. Back in the day. That's when it was just called HBO, not HBO Max or HBO Go or all of that. It was just called HBO. Because that's when we were living in the time of non-streaming services. I know, shocker. But we didn't always have streaming services back in the day. I know, crazy. We actually had to rent tapes and videos. It was fucking crazy. I think I'm just gonna use my, what mascara do I want? I wanted my Gwen Stefani, but don't even know where it is. Oh, you know what? Let's use this one, because I've only used this one once. I'm going to use my sample of the NARS Climax mascara. So anyway, it's such a good show. I'm really enjoying it, and I'm also watching the last season of Sex Education. I'm so sad that it's going to be ending. So many of my shows have ended this year. It's kind of crazy. But also a lot of shows have been pushed back because of the writer's strike. Like Stranger Things and Euphoria, and some people are like literally rioting on frickin' Instagram. That some people are so mad that Stranger Things is gonna be pushed so far back. Like, some people are getting like really violent about it. So people need to like chill out. There's like more to life than just watching shows. And I thought Stranger Things 4 was well worth the wait. So I think it's going to blow our minds when it actually comes out. I just hope it comes out before the time I'm 40. Because it's going to be a long time. So yeah. Anyway, I don't know how the heck I just got mascara underneath. But here we are. I just don't know how this stuff happens sometimes. It's just a shocker to me sometimes. So yeah, that's really it. I don't really have much else to say. I'm trying to think of other Halloween palettes that have come out, but I can't really think of any. Those were the ones that I was interested in, so that's why I mentioned them. I mean, I always talk about Colourpop just to, you know, keep you guys up to date. Oh yeah, so I did pick up the new palette from Colourpop called the 1111 palette, because I think I told you guys that I ended up returning the Natasha Denona I Need a Nude palette. It just was not for me. I mean, you guys know I love neutral eyeshadows. I really do. But I was just so bored with the palette every single time I used it. I'm just like, the looks are so repetitive to me. And I just feel like I didn't even feel like making an effort to combine that palette with another palette. I just felt like it was going to be too much effort, and I just was not into it. I'm like, this is ridiculous. Like, if I'm not feeling a palette, and if it's something that's that expensive and I don't really like it, I'm not going to keep it. You know, I know people like cry about them like going into the trash, but it's like, I think these brands will be totally fine, and I don't know why people feel so guilty about it. Or you could sell it on Poshmark, or you could sell it on something else, but I just wanted my money back. Like, I didn't even feel like trying to sell it. I probably should have, but I was like, I'd much rather just get the money back. I only bought it like a week before that. The only thing that I was upset about was that I had to lose my rewards from my credit card, because I used I think I used like a $30 reward on it, so then it was like only $40 for me rather than like $70. But honestly, I didn't think it was even worth keeping. I just was so bored with it. So I just used my Pat McGrath Labs bronzer in the shade Naked Desire, and now I'm going to use my Snow White blush in the shade Fair Enough, because this is a really pretty, like, burnt orangey, kind of super vibrant burnt orange shade. I absolutely love this shade. And these Super Shocks from this collection are so pretty, and they just have such a good formula, and they just blend like right into the skin. Yeah. So good. I've been trying to go into some of my other blushes lately and not like use all of my newer ones, so it's been nice. It's almost like an orangey red. It's just such a pretty color. And I thought the shades that came out in this collection were super unique. And it's really hard to come out with unique blush shades, you know, because usually it's always like coral, pink, and like some other peachy shade. But I'm glad that they really did a good job with the variations of blushes in this collection, but I just wish that the palette was a little bit more versatile. I'm just going to grab the highlighter. Okay, I changed my mind for the highlight. I'm going to use the shade Dreamlike from my Blend Bunny palette. I'm just going to pack it on my brush because this is such a pretty one, and I actually don't use this one as often as the other ones, but it's such a pretty, like, fiery orangey red shade, so I thought it would work perfectly with this. So yeah, that's super pretty. Oh my god. Love that. Love that. I don't know if I should top it off with another one, but I think that looks super, like, look at that. Look at how vibrant that is. And I actually thought that this color wasn't going to work for me, but it totally does. And I was very surprised because I really thought it wouldn't. But this just ends up being my go-to palette. I actually haven't used the blush palette in a little while because, like I said, I was trying to use some of my other blushes. But I need to use that again at some point too. So Blend Bunny just makes amazing products. They deserve all the hype that they get. She's amazing. I just wasn't really in love with the new color story, but I'm looking forward to her like Christmas or winter release. Honestly, wasn't too thrilled with the Forget Me Not palette either. I don't know. But I think that the stuff that she's been releasing, I totally understand why she's doing it. They're not just like unplanned releases. So that's what I really love about her brand. So yeah, I'm just going to throw on my lippy because I want to get my jewelry on. And I'll come back and talk about the look. Okay, you guys, so this is the finished look. So here are the eyes, the cheeks, and the lips. So for the lips, I used the Colourpop lip liner in the shade BFF2, and then for my lipstick I used the Glossier lipstick in the shade Curve. I just picked this up recently and it's a really, really pretty color, and I thought it went really well with this look. So yeah, I gotta go, so please like and subscribe. Follow me on my Instagram at CBW819 and check out my Poshmark at the same handle, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye!